Aberrant magic, that foul stench of necromancy, the bloodlust of vampires, the machinations of Daedric cultists. These vile sources of woe upon Tamriel are the threats that the Arcane Watch seeks to curb and destroy. Protectors, defenders, or those just serving their own interests. The Arcane Watch is an organization dedicated to the elimination of aberrant magic, by whatever means necessary, and without much care to the personal motivations of their members. If the thought of delving through the reeking crypts of the undead and bathing in the blood of magical foes appeals to you, then apply within. For today's Maw of the Day is the Arcane Watch by Glittergear. A new faction and quest mod, the Arcane Watch, and 7 new adventures for you to go on for this curious, eccentric, and rather unorganized band of mages. Based in Vivec City, the Arcane Watch is composed of a variety of wizards, mages, and magic users, with a detailed and atmospheric headquarters, where you'll find living spaces, an armory, alchemy and enchanting labs, and a variety of just, other magical elements. Allegedly, the Arcane Watch is dedicated to ridding Tamriel of aberrant magic, and this typically entails eliminating undead, necromancers, Daedric cultists, and vampires. Though I don't seem to have any issues with accepting necromancers, cultists, and vampires into their ranks, so long as they keep their personal hobbies to themselves. That's interesting, isn't it? As previously mentioned, they're not the most organized bunch. But for those willing to join, they'll find a variety of new adventures to go on. From investigations into possible problematic sources of magic, to more simple necromancer hunting and undead killing, taking you just all across Vvardenfell, from investigating the source of undead abominations in Aldvelothi, to a missing Telvanni mage in Tel Brenora, to tracking down a magical performing troupe across much of Vvardenfell, to determine if there's just something more to their illusions, and other odd tasks besides. Originally released as a demo back in 2023, the full Arcane Watch faction was released for the 2024 Morrowind Modathon, as one of the larger quest mods from that event, featuring a variety of new locations and new dungeons to encounter during your travels for the Watch. And not only will these quests take you to new locations, but a few will also take you to vanilla dungeons that may or may not have otherwise had no quest activity before. Additionally, you can find a bulletin board in the Arcane Watch headquarters, with notes about possible aberrant activity all across Vvardenfell and the Terrybuilt mainland. These notes reference both vanilla dungeons and those added by other mods, and just meant to provide little hooks for other modded content that you might have installed, like investigations at Tel Uris, the Caldera Priory, the Forgotten, or even my own, just rather ancient, the Haunted Tavern of the West Gash. These aren't required, of course, but this does just provide a few neat little tie-ins to other modded content. But anyway, while not a huge mod per se, the Arcane Watch does provide a few hours of new questing content, with some pretty atmospheric new delves for you to find, from a floating realm of Telvanni Isles to catacombs beneath Balmora, frozen magical caverns, and various crypts and tunnels. Each is just quite the scenic delve, providing a modest challenge for you to fight through. And all in all, the Arcane Watch is just an excellent addition to your game. Though, do keep in mind, because the headquarters is in the Formquarter Wasteworks, it will conflict with mods like Vivec City of Swords and Vivec God the City. But anyway, this is a rather underrated mod, So I would strongly recommend just checking it out for yourself and leaving an endorsement. That said though, that's just it for today's Mod of the Day. So, as always, I've been your host, Golf Guy. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.